Who's that plant? That sounds like my mom out there. So congratulations on making it this far in a really packed and great, fun day. This is Startup Idol 2014. For those of you who don't know, this is a really fabulous game, and it really is a game in which we invite 5 startup entrepreneurs to fast pitch, as in 5 minutes, make their best pitch for their company. And then we have a panel of celebrity judges who weigh in. Now, a couple things you should know about this contest. We've been running it for years. My colleague and co-chair, Adam Lashinsky, right there, has in the past moderated it. He's passed off the gauntlet to me. We have last year's winners in the audience. Where are you guys? Where are the AnyRoad guys? Stand up. Now, if you win Startup Idol, this is what you can become: well-dressed, smiling, young entrepreneurs. Hopefully you also have a company to show a year later. How's it going, guys? Excellent. Fabulous. Are we ready? I'm going to assume that's a yes. Let me introduce our judges. Judges, come on out. That's right, clap, a little clap. Woo-hoo! So over to the far right, we have David Bell, chairman of Gyro, Time Inc. board of director, and of course an advisor to 3 startups, which gives him his credentials to be a celebrity judge. In the middle, we have Jeff Fagnan, representing from Boston. You're a partner with Atlas Ventures. And then over all the way to the far left is Wenda, very familiar face, Wenda Millard, COO of MediaLink. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first contestant, JP Labrosse, CEO of Stir.
Is there anyone here who could use an extra hour of productive time every day? How about if that felt effortless? That's what I'm here to tell you about. I'm JP Labrosse, CEO and founder of Stir. And at Stir, we are, there we go. We are building an adaptive platform for better productivity and health at work. So our first product on the platform, Stir Kinetic Desk. This is a desk that moves from sitting to standing, and it's built on our platform. And it's the only desk that learns, quantifies, and breathes. A little bit of intro on myself. So I've done a lot of things in my life, and one of them is create big investor returns. I've done that at Apple. I've done that in publishing, and I've done it in clean tech. We have this killer team at Stir. And a lot of us have worked together for a long time. So at Stir, we really like thinking about desks. And part of that is because there's 1 billion people in the world who spend most of their time at a desk. So it opens up this incredible opportunity to have a positive impact on people's lives. Particularly because sitting for 6 to 8 hours a day is one of the biggest health detractors out there. We've all heard, sitting is the new smoking, right? So height adjustable desks are outselling fixed height desks 4 to 1. However, and this is a key point, 70% of those desks actually never get moved up and down. They're too hard to move, or people forget. And this is a big problem, right? Because you don't get the benefits without that. So the Stir Kinetic Desk solves the problem of engagement with height adjustable desks. Here's how it works. So you just tap the surface twice to move to the next position, and the desk moves up and down. It quantifies the benefits of standing less, or sitting less, like calories burned. In addition to that, you can set goals for the amount of time that you want to be sitting and standing. And the desk reminds you to move in this very elegant way. It rises and falls about 1 inch in a way that feels like it's taking a breath of air. So this solves the problem of notification without interruption. The desk learns from you and adapts. And it's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth equipped, so it connects to the cloud and your Fitbit with your data. So all this results in people moving around throughout the day in a way that just doesn't happen with other height adjustable desks. We estimate that we've tripled the engagement of height adjustable desks. And this is awesome because standing half the day at your desk burns as many extra calories as a 2-mile run. And in addition to that, and this is a key point for folks in this room, changing positions throughout the day can add an hour of extra productivity to your day. We've all had that experience of sitting too long and feeling less productive. So I want to talk a little bit about roadmap. So desks are just the beginning for us. The desks are a fantastic entry point into the adaptive office environment. The desk has sensors, contextual awareness, has glanceable access to information, and this means that we can deliver value not just at people's desks, but throughout the whole work environment. Right now, we're focusing on the $50 billion addressable market for desks in the US, and we're shipping this product now, and turns out people love this desk. 80% of people actually use the word love when describing the desk. We're working in a $130 million opportunity pipeline, and we're partnering and piloting with many Fortune 500s. We've set up distribution recently in 24 major markets, and at the biggest event in the industry, which was just last month, we won a gold medal. Even the President of the United States has been stirred. So it turns out these desks are something that can touch all of our lives. And the media has recognized that. We feel very grateful for all the positive attention we've gotten. We're really happy to be here with all of you today and excited for what lies ahead for STIR. If you'd like to get your own height-adjustable desk and one that could be life-changing, please find us out in the hospitality tent. We'll have the desk out there afterwards. You can try it out. And you can find us on Twitter @StirWorks. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Round of applause. And now, without further ado, I'm going to move over to our panel. But before I do, let me tell you who the real judges are in this room. It's you all. Watch carefully, because at the end of our pitches, you all are going to have a chance to vote by text for the winner. That said, our judges' opinions are important. I will start, Wenda, with you.
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you for the presentation. I have a feeling you're not in the furniture business. Where does this go? What business do you really think that you're in and you will be?
Thank you, Wenda.
Great.
All right.
No, OK, great.
All right, moving on, Jeff.
My question has to do with price points, gross margin, how much you're going to sell e-commerce direct, and how much you're going to be selling through retailers.
All right, David.
So my question has to do with how does a desk that size fit into the closed open environments where people don't have private spaces that are that big?
So we got 3 questions for you to take into your heart and sit on down. Thank you so
Great.
much, JP.
Thanks very much.
And now, I'd like to introduce our second contestant, Susan Cooney, CEO of Givelocity. Susan, come on up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Susan Cooney. I'm the founder and CEO of Givelocity. At Givelocity, we help build communities for shared giving. We do this by pooling donor gifts according to the causes that matter to you. Donors start by moving into virtual neighborhoods with other people who care about the same things. They then, in virtual neighborhoods, are much like groups on LinkedIn. They represent a theme or a topic and include a number of charities eligible for voting. Neighborhoods can be public, where anyone can move in, or they can be private, where they have an invitation only. The market for charitable giving is a $335 billion market. But however, most people and companies don't give. That tells us there's a lot of money on the charitable sidelines. But with so there's a problem with Givey, and the reason I started Givelocity was to address this. First, it's not easy. As a donor, I often don't know where to give, I don't have time, or there are too many choices. And when I do give, I get placed on call lists, and I get a number of emails and requests for more money. But the number one reason why people don't give is because they think their small donation won't make a difference. So they don't give anything. But with Givelocity, every dollar counts. We use technology to make giving fun and more enjoyable for the donor. And starting at a dollar, it becomes very affordable to a wider group of people. Let's say I build a neighborhood, and I put a bunch of elephant charities in it. And let's say there are 10,000 people who really care about elephants. We each give $5, and suddenly we have $50,000 that we can put towards elephants. It's our take on crowdfunding, and we think it addresses a lot of the issues that face donors today. I can then lean on my elephant peers for advice and information on the best charities to support. Crowdsourcing becomes a very interesting, it's a natural filter, and it offers a level of due diligence that I don't have time for, so it saves me time. I can set up my donation and vote, or I can hang back, but I know my money is going to go to an elephant cause. We make it easier to give. You can be active or passive and still feel good about giving. We've partnered with, we map the best charities through a partnership with Charity Navigator, and when we give as a single community. That means you remain anonymous. Givelocity is the only social platform where like-minded donors come together in communities for shared giving. For businesses, it becomes a very powerful employee engagement tool. Companies can now build a private neighborhood, invite employees to move in, and vote on how to direct corporate giving. Employees today expect to participate in the giving experience. We offer the transparency and the employee empowerment that companies need to attract the best talent. So how do we make money? We charge a nominal platform fee. White labeling offers a very interesting revenue and is ideal for companies looking to mobilize their networks. There's a very interesting and rich data set that we're just starting to explore, and advertising and premium features round out the revenue opportunity. We are in the validation stage, and with an average monthly donation of just $7, we've already reached $20,000 in donations. And interestingly, 20% of our members increased their giving after joining, because once they discover they can move into multiple neighborhoods, they want to participate and give to more causes. My team and I are expert enterprise application developers. Our combined experience makes us the right team to grow this social enterprise. So if you don't know where to give, but you know what you care about, and you don't have time, but you have $1, Givelocity is the perfect place for you. Where else can you actually have a lot of impact and not really do a lot? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's start with Jeff this time.
So I love the crowdsourced philanthropy and the kind of the open source approach to it. My question really stems from, are you selling to businesses and trying to get businesses to adopt this? Or is this a consumer strategy? And if so, with consumers, how do you differentiate from a customer acquisition in a very noisy space with like Donors Choose and a variety of already pretty big incumbents?
And since I'm not going to let you answer that question, judges, let's also think of statements. The occasional statement. What do you say, David?
So my question is...
Almost.
Statement.
Statements.
Statement. I love crowdsourcing. I think it's a great idea to use that model for giving. I'm unclear about exactly how it works, who the customer is, who pays. So my question is, to whom do you sell this and how do you sell it?
Thank you, David. And Wenda.
Yeah, I also like it a lot. It's a very, very crowded space. I was very curious about the various revenue streams and exactly how you are vetting them, particularly the subscription fee.
Great. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Susan. Without further ado, I'd like to bring up Ryan Harwood, CEO of PureWow.
Thank you for the introduction, Jessi. My name is Ryan Harwood, and I'm the CEO of PureWow. PureWow is a digital media company that specializes in women's lifestyle content. Before I show you what we are, I want to show you what we are not. So these are largely the headlines available to women online these days, and part of the motivation behind why we started PureWow. See, 4 years ago, we started holding focus groups with women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. We asked them a very simple question. We said, where are you getting your lifestyle content on the web? We heard a lot of themes out of that, but there were 3 consistent ones that kept coming up over and over again. Number 1, mommy blogs and parenting sites were oversaturated on the web. Number 2, a large portion of these women were defaulting to younger publications, and not because they wanted to, but more because they felt ignored. And as much as they loved fashion and celebrity content, their tastes had evolved. They wanted home decor, arts and culture, health and wellness, technology, recipes, money advice. And last but certainly not least, from a tone of voice perspective, they didn't want to be pigeonholed. As a career woman, divorced, married, single, aunt, mom, they all felt like they were being siloed in certain buckets when they reached a certain age. So we saw a gap in the marketplace, and we created PureWow, an online destination for women to go to find special ideas that they can't find anywhere else, in a tone of voice that's appealing to them. We focus on utility and unique under-the-radar discoveries. Our reader is busy, she's discerning, so our editorial team gives her ideas such as a purse that helps you charge your phone. So I'm sure some of you lost some juice in your battery last session. If you had Everpurse, you'd have a full battery. Cauliflower, instead of chopping it up into florets, roast the entire head. This image and recipe resonated so much with our audience, it got 300,000 shares on Facebook and 75,000 pins on Pinterest. In our tech vertical, this was an app that helps you find lost items like your keys. It had so much utility for our audience, it's one of the most pinned articles of all time on Pinterest with 270,000 pins directly from our site. Multiple distribution channels. We have 4 million readers across web, email, social, mobile, video, and events. We get 40% of our traffic from mobile, so we design with mobile in mind first. We're built in HTML5, so we're responsive design across every screen. Shifting gears to monetization. I think everyone in this room can agree advertising has evolved, especially online. Well, what we do best is branded content, in my opinion, and everyone calls that native advertising these days. Everyone defines that differently, though. For us, native means that the content has to have utility regardless of the brand being involved or not. Here's a good example, something to do with Coty, the fragrance company. We launched their Calvin Klein fragrance. 4 different women with drastically different personalities, influencers. You can see, even though this was branded content, we still got 6,000 likes on Facebook, 10,000 pins on Pinterest. We took a voyeuristic view into this woman's purse, shoppable content straight from our site. The way we integrated Calvin Klein was by actually taking the different scents and matching it up with the different personalities of each influencer. Lots of social content, Spotify playlists, an Instagram activation at the bottom. Anyone that hashtagged what's in your purse actually showed up here. We saw 18 minutes average time spent on this destination, so we're getting better and better at keeping our reader on the page longer. Old Navy came to us. They wanted us to produce a video series where we use stop motion graphics. What we did here is we curated 3 different looks for their Pixlee pants, and essentially, you can see even though this was in our tone of voice, our style of video, it still resonated a great deal. Cartier came to us for social native activation. They wanted us to basically help them promote their launch of their Cartier Instagram handle. We developed 15-second clips here on Instagram, as well as promoted their jewelry. We've seen 70% of our revenue come from branded content in last year, and that number's only increasing. A quick snapshot of just some of the partners we've worked with in the past 12 months alone. So why invest in PureWow? Because it's working. We've seen 500% audience growth in the past 12 months alone on PureWow.com. We have a rich database of 2.5 million daily email subscribers that we get registration data upon sign up so we know exactly who our consumer is. We've seen 50 to 100% revenue growth year over year since inception in 2010 while remaining profitable. Why invest now? Because we have a huge opportunity right now. Other revenue streams like commerce, affiliate fees, premium subscriptions, go deeper into content verticals like weddings and travel. And why believe in us? Because at the end of the day, you invest in people, and we have the most passionate management team in the entire world. We will walk through walls in order to succeed. I was a Division I college athlete. I do not like to lose. We will not let you down.
All right, thank you very much. Moving over to our panel of judges. David, start with you this time. What do you think?
I think it's a struggle. I think it's a unique target audience. I think there are some cool things. Getting to 10 million uniques is not easy. I didn't hear about the revenue streams, really, other than advertising. The e-commerce thing was not clear. So I'm kind of confused.
Thank you. Wenda.
Yeah, so two issues, Ryan. Advertisers traditionally think that women after the age of 54 are dead, that there is no market there. So wondering how you are going to convince them otherwise. And the same issues scale, 4 million, great growth, but it really begins at 10 and 15. Scale matters for advertisers.
Thank you. Jeff.
So first off, congratulations for having the guts to do an open web HTML5 versus just doing native apps. Applaud you for that and hope more people take that direction. My question is just all about the metrics. actually care if you're 10 million uniques or not. 30-day retention, I want to know more about what your users are doing and really understand that. Because it is true, it's a scale game.
Thank you very much, and thank you. All right, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Karen Moon, CEO of Trendalytics.
Hi, my name is Karen Moon, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Trendalytics. Trendalytics is a SaaS analytics platform that measures what merchandise trends resonate with consumers. We're basically mapping the consumer purchase funnel and organizing information by product attributes and brands, which are key drivers of purchase decisions. Our team has expertise in retail and enterprise software. And we came together to help businesses avoid going from here to here. And this was my worst nightmare when I was in the merchandising role. And it wasn't just about your sales or profitability for a particular quarter, but it was also about the impact that it had on brand equity over time and the effectiveness of that marketing over time. In the $350 billion apparel and accessories market, over 50% of merchandise is sold at a loss. And as you know, margins are razor thin. On the flip side, consumer-centric companies that are incorporating insights into their process only mark down 20 versus 50% and have profit margins that are 3 times the industry average. So why is this? Every merchant knows that last season's bestseller doesn't really translate to next season's bestseller, yet we're relying on historical performance data coming from Excel spreadsheets, mainframes, and even green screens, believe it or not. And there's a lack of visibility on the key trends that are driving the business. Important inventory and marketing investment decisions are made on specific styles and attributes, and people can't even see their own numbers in that way. So that's the science of fashion. Let me tell you a little bit about the art of fashion. It's always been a visually driven industry, and people are actually seeking visual patterns across a lot of different channels like magazines, blogs, comp shopping, mood boards, and all these different things. But it's hard to channel all those insights and let alone predict what's going to resonate with consumers 6 to 12 months in advance. Now, wouldn't it be logical to take what's been completely qualitative and draw quantitative patterns? This wasn't possible 3 to 5 years ago, but it certainly is today, and this is what we do, and no one's really doing this. So Trendalytics is combing through trillions of online signals to surface what's most relevant and actionable for our customers. We're flipping the traditional idea of social listening on its head. Unlike general platforms that are focused on your brand and the conversation around that, we're monitoring the market to understand how people are responding to product styles and also competitors. Instead of listening to what the masses are talking about, we're following trends from their nascency, and we're identifying behavioral patterns and tipping points. Trendalytics helps merchandising and fosters collaboration between merchandising and marketing teams so that they can help back more profitable decisions and know whether they're too early or too late on some certain investment decisions. So here's an example of how some of our customers, some of the decisions we're helping customers make today. How are consumers engaging on fashion? On what channels and platforms? What's driving that engagement? What specific brands and styles? Also, where do we focus our dollars, both in terms of inventory allocation and regional marketing targeting? And also as it relates to timing. Traditionally, we market and merchandise products to customers based on our manufacturing calendars. Why not think about marketing to them when they're actually shopping for things? By tying all these pieces together, we're identifying the commercial viability of different product trends and improving profitability. So today, we're providing market data to merchants that they've never had access to before. And going forward, we're giving them clarity and integrating with their own data sets so they can see their own performance numbers in ways that they've never been able to visualize before. In close, technology has changed decision-making in a number of different industries. And although the apparel industry has been pretty late to adopt things, they spend over $17 billion on software and services, and we think that this industry is next. And we also think that we're the team to execute. Our team members have incubated and scaled software at Microsoft. We've scaled B2B businesses that are used by over 6,000 brands in the market today. And we've recruited some awesome people to join our team. In only the last 4 months, we've closed subscription contracts with leading brands and retailers that generate over $8.5 billion in revenue. And we've built a pipeline of over 35 companies that are moving to next steps. We were top 10 finalists.
Thank you very much. And now we will turn to our celebrity judges. Big hand for Karen. All right, let's this time start with Wenda.
My curiosity centers around how you're going to get merchants to pay for this. They are notoriously cheap, and I'm wondering how you have sort of sized this market.
Great, thank you, Jeff.
I'm a big believer in predictive analytics across many different verticals, and this is one that I think is underserved. My question is, how much just is it sentiment analysis that you're doing, and how much big data kind of mining and predictive analytics is really going on, because you couldn't quite tell in the presentation?
Thank you, Jeff. David.
I'm familiar with StyleSide and WGSN. What is the subscription kind of cost, and how do you scale it?
Great questions all. Thank you very much. Thanks, Karen. And now for our final contestant, Kyle Wong, CEO of Pixlee.
A photo's worth 1,000 words. We've all heard that phrase before. Unfortunately, this phrase is outdated. Quick show of hands, how many people here know a millennial who takes lots of photos? Exactly. If you look at their phones, you'll notice that these photos are a form of communication for the products, the places, and the people that they love. Therefore, if you're a brand, these photos aren't just worth 1,000 words. They're worth 1,000 words of endorsement. Pixlee helps companies market using the voice of their own customers. We do this through authentic visual content that is relevant to the end consumer. Now, anecdotally, a lot of the people in this room here today have seen the value of this through websites like Yelp and TripAdvisor, when you've looked at the customer photos before you've bought something because it's more authentic and you trust it more. We enable brands to leverage this exact experience on their own platforms. Now, there are 3 problems around using user-generated photos today. It's a very manual process, there are questionable permission rights, and quite frankly, a lot of your customers take crappy photos. My apologies if you represent one of them. Pixlee helps solve these pain points. Pixlee is a SaaS-based platform that acts like a CMS for user-generated photos. We make it easy to identify and collect these photos across existing social media platforms. Then we make it very simple to get permission rights for these photos and instantly distribute them to your own platforms. And then from there, we tell you what photos are actually leading to the most sales and what your customers are actually doing with your brand once they leave your stores. Our thesis is that the problem with user-generated photos today isn't a quantity problem. It's really a quality and relevancy problem. What's unique about Pixlee is how we go through massive amounts of photos to predict what photos work for the right audience. What this means is when your customers go to your website, instead of seeing that generic image, they will see a photo that is most relevant to them. This is an example of what Pixlee looks like for the end consumer. These photos are automatically categorized and tagged using our technology. So when customers are thinking about actually buying a product, they can see real customers using it. User-generated photos aren't just more authentic and cheaper than generic stock images, custom photography, or agency creative. But the key insight is that because there's so much more data around these photos, you can categorize and personalize them in a much more efficient manner. Therefore, we can show Jessi photos that work best for females in New York, and we can show JP photos that work best for males in San Francisco. This is the possibility of what you can do with user-generated photos and data. It's a classic innovator dilemma problem, and our technology combined with potentially some people in this room will enable this to happen. And we've already seen the immediate ROI from this through increased conversion for our customers, increased engagement, but also new insights and analytics. For example, I've noticed at this conference that Adam is a very well-dressed dude. It's one thing to say that Adam likes J.Crew. It's another to say that he buys J.Crew, is an advocate for J.Crew, and his photos have actually led to sales on J.Crew's website. This is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to personalized visual marketing. Imagine email, search, display advertisement, using real-time, authentic, personalized content. This will happen, and it's only a matter of time. We are fortunate to be working with over 100 leading brands, such as Coke, 1-800-Flowers, and about 1/3 of the NFL teams. We have unique insights into this space because my co-founders and I have been building companies together since high school that are directly related to this space. We represent the millennial demographic that this product appeals to. So, in closing, one last thought. The voice of the customer has always been one of the most powerful concepts in marketing, and we're creating technology that allows companies to harness this in a much more streamlined and scalable way. A photo used to be worth 1,000 words, but a photo that's personalized, that's authentic, in real time, is worth a lot more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now to our judges. Jeff, we'll start with you.
So very creative and clever idea. I think my question comes from what's in it for the people taking the photographs and what's in it for the consumer? You know, is there compensation with the, in addition to the permission rights? You know, what does that value chain look like?
Great, thanks. David?
I like the idea a lot. I think it's powerful. I don't quite understand how you monetize it and how big the monetization stream can be and how much of it requires human input as opposed to technology.
Thank you. Wenda?
Wondering about your competition. I've seen something that is quite similar to this. And the other question I had was the distribution platforms. How big can this be? How do consumers discover it? So a couple questions about that.
Wonderful. Thank you, judges. And thank you to our final contestant. Round of applause for the contestant. And now, my audience, it's your turn. So take out your phones or mobile devices of any sort. And can we have the numbers pop up on the screen?
Interesting.
I'll read through them. If you would like to vote for STIR, please text to 201-4001. Givelocity, 201-4002. PureWow, 201-4003. Trendalytics, 201-4004. And Pixlee, 201-4005. Give that a few minutes. So a question comes from the contestants. I won't out who asked it because I don't want to, what do you do? The answer to what you do is you text to the following number your vote. Text the code at the top. Oh, heck. Code at the top is 22333. Obviously, I followed directions well as a child. And as you do that, I will watch for the winner to emerge.
I'm supposed to swivel. I forgot. I'm in the mood to swivel.
Swivel away.
Exactly.
We can't do that. That would influence you guys way too much. Yeah. Oh, the first slide.
That's right.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to read through the numbers one more time because there's a request to hear them. Okay, STIR, 201-4001. Givelocity, 201-4002. PureWow, 201-4003. Trendalytics, 201-4004. Pixlee, 201-4005. Give you 30 seconds before we... Okay, backstage, are we getting close? Can we have the slide up here?
Jessi, the votes are still building. The answer will be a few minutes.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, maybe you're wondering what you win when you win Startup Idol. The answers are many and varied. You win the trust and admiration of the audience. You win Adam Lashinsky's voice on your home answering machine, should you still have a home answering machine. And if you don't, you win a pass to the 21st century, really. Okay, it seems that we have a winner. We'll go from third place up. All right, we're good. Okay, folks, if you haven't voted now, your time is up.
Oh, look
I'm calling it. In third place with 25% of the vote, we have PureWow. Congratulations. In second place with 31% of the vote, we have Stir. Congratulations. And in first place with a 34% of the vote, we have Pixlee. Congratulations, Kyle Wong. Please stand up. All right, shake our hands. Thank you. And judges, thank you very much. You're off the hook. Have a good afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, nobody move, because we have a little housekeeping before we get to the next part of the evening. So this afternoon, you are all invited to a reception at the home of the Lauders up the street. You can get there. There'll be transportation right outside, but frankly, it's a really nice walk just right up the driveway. When you leave the tent, somebody will give you a card if you'd like to walk, or you can just come with Adam and Dan and I, because we'll be all going that way. For later in the evening, we have a great nightcap. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's presented by DocuSign. It gets started around 9:30 in downtown Aspen at Zeno. That's 501 East Dean Street. That's 9:30 in the evening. Zeno, 501 East Dean Street. And breakfast roundtables, 7:45 tomorrow morning. Many of you may wonder, how is that even possible after the evening you're going to have? It is not only possible, it is probable. They will be great, even better than today, so I encourage you all to come. Thanks so much. Have a good afternoon.